Join us, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris Larsen transfers XRP for the first time since 2013. Sit back and relax. There was no denying the notion that this Bitcoin environment was poised to undergo a dramatic shift and that new opportunities would present themselves. The topic of this episode is how much XRP is sufficient to hold. And throughout our lifetimes, it will occur 100% of the time when it reaches a certain level, which we'll talk about. We'll then discuss the daily volume and market size of XRP after that. Alright, so this is pretty conventional. I want you to know that none of the present events are coincidences and that this is an exceedingly cautious prediction. It's impossible to make this stuff up. Remember the Elon Musk/Peter Thiel wallet? It was the first to move XRP in 2024, just prior to the announcement of the $125 million. Alright, so this occurred the day before between the SEC and the ladies and gentlemen of the Ripple. We talked about the Bitstamp and its implications on yesterday's podcast, saying things like you don't just move this amount of XRP. After this information was made public, Chris Larsen made his first ever switch to XRP. Although it was sitting on close to $500 million XRP, it currently has 450 million XRP. There are many who contend that he moved 50 million XRP, or almost $30 million at the current market value, in advance of the settlement. I think the $125 million discrepancy between Ripple and the SEC is not that big because of their excellent balance. They also depend on cash, therefore I doubt they will lose or sell XRP in order to pay this $125 in fees. Okay. Please share your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Still, this is a really big amount, similar to that's from the Genesis block, if you know what I mean. For example, this is a recently developed XRP that is not yet available in the market. This holds great importance. It's amazing to think that we are actually seeing history being written. The fact that XRP has returned is fantastic. In 2013, Chris Larsen moved the money initially. The funds are actually in a newly created wallet, but this Genesis block only shows up when you go to the wallet's ancestry, which is where the 450 million XRP are located. This is a big advance, and I think it will provide you some great new perspectives. Chris Larsen does, in fact, have XRP from the Genesis block under Ancestry, and the XRP scan verifies that this XRP is from the Genesis block. Coming straight out of the Genesis block, Larsen's XRP is special since it hasn't changed since it was first created. The 100 billion XRP that were first distributed at the start of the XRP ledger included the XRP that comes from the Genesis block. Since these XRP units have never been transferred or utilized in any transactions, they are regarded as untouched. Salutations, dear men and women. Go crush that now. We are living through history for the first time ever, and this speech has moved XRP. It resembles freshly issued XRP. Really, am I the only one who thinks this is fantastic at the moment? Please inform me in the comments section below. But let's now talk about how much XRP will be worth in the near future. Things are going to happen far faster than anyone thinks. Let's get started with the basic valuation framework. Notably, they estimated that 100 billion XRP would be in circulation based on a conservative estimate derived from the $32 XRP computation. Verify that you comprehend that. This is predicated on the idea that while determining a coin's long-term value, market players ought to take into account the impact that each coin will have on future circulation. This work was done by Robert Mitnick and Susan Nadley, but as you can see, we have already talked about it. This is a really important topic, and this PDF will go down in history books along with the movies we've been making for XRP and Ripple. Suzanne, you're capable, right? Is she not a fool? Yes, I think she is, considering that she teaches at Stanford Graduate and Stanford. She is a professor at Stanford University, has held several significant jobs, and has been a member of the Ripple board for approximately 11 years and 4 months. She is, in my opinion, a general brilliance. The computed results are, nevertheless, somewhat cautious. The PayPal mafia was almost all Stanford educated. They also looked into possible XRP ventures. How much XRP need you possess? Let's talk about that now. In fact, let's have a look. Many people think that $327 billion should be the daily volume of XRP transactions if you have $10,000 worth of XRP and it drops to $20, which is 100% sooner than anticipated. We are in for a crazy ride when we talk about an asset like XRP that is driven by utilities and hasn't seen actual market value transacted on, since we know that industry experts are estimating daily volumes in the trillions of dollars area. Her market capitalization is a meager $1.8 trillion, which is not very big. If you think this is ridiculous, please unsubscribe from the channel, leave a hate, and never, ever come back. You are the RW, and if you can't understand that XRP is worth $1.8 trillion, you are completely deranged. That's reality. To be honest, it's not even harsh. The Great Liquidity Reservoir is the title of this talk part. The numbers are so astounding that it is difficult for me to determine the exact amount of capital that is to blame for this regulatory farce. How much money is that? First, let's consider the alternative that has the highest liquidity, bank deposits of bonds and stocks. Surely $400 trillion is a huge sum of money? It certainly exceeds my retirement account now in place, and would be enough to buy a decent place to live in San Francisco or central London. 400 trillion real estate is worth an additional 379 trillion. Indeed, the value of gold alone is $13 trillion, whereas the entire cryptocurrency ecosystem is only just $2.50 trillion. While I won't say that all of this money is flowing into cryptocurrencies, a substantial chunk of it will, and tokenized digital assets will account for a sizable percentage of it. Not all of this money, I will admit, is going into Bitcoin, but a good chunk of it is, with a good chunk of it being kept in tokenized digital assets. There will also be a $20,000 XRP purse accessible. Purse holder, $400,000. $20 for each XRP. 30. I'm not doing any tax math here. XRP bag holder, $600,000, $40,800,000, $50,000. Even if $1 million might not seem like much, it's crucial to do the arithmetic and think about the kind of life you want. You can turn $10,000 in XRP, roughly 140% of your total, into a profit of $280,000, easily enough to support yourself through side gigs. Let's use a very simple example in which you buy a car, rent it out, and start a side gig. Business on the true, huh? Even if you provide high-end or low-end cards, like Mustangs, for $60 a day, a lot of people will rent that out and calculate it on a 30-day basis, is I right? Again, a lot of people will end up differently, and it also relies on how long you have been saving and what kind of lifestyle you wish to have. In regards to how much XRP you ought to retain, I've given you evidence on this channel of how things will turn out. 10-20-30-40 $100% okay, then that is assured. At that point, you can determine how long to hang on to your winnings, but I'll also let you know when I want to take profits. I'll update you guys on our plans soon, but given that Bitcoin's market capitalization is currently sitting at $1.2 trillion due to pure speculation about its worth as a store of wealth, I felt compelled to let you guys know. It is anticipated that XRP's market value would rise to $1.8 trillion, a 100% increase. I admit that I lost my mind over this in yesterday's program about how Bitcoin there isn't really any value. The price of Bitcoin is rising due to speculative speculators. It's fantastic that they say it's a store of value. It is also possible to argue that XRP is a store of value. In the end, I want everyone to know that Bitcoin isn't in use because we haven't seen the effective adoption of a utility-driven asset in this ecosystem yet. It is untrue that banks are presently utilizing Ethereum in the real world for cross-border payments or any other useful purpose. To put it briefly, none of these assets are what XRP has been planning and enlisting support for since the company's founding, assembling a reliable network that stabilizes their ecosystem, creating a business with first-rate infrastructure for these financial institutions, and soon we'll witness some historic moves. Though I can't stress this enough, consider what other people have to say in the comments section below. However, based on the coverage we have on our channel, we can state with confidence that 2024 will conclude and 2025 will begin with turbulence, with many people being in financial difficulties. Having said that, I do value each and every one of you, ladies and gentlemen. This is sufficient for Peter to warn Elon Musk one day before the Chris Larsen's $125 million cost for transferring XRP from this 2013 wallet for the first time. We will return shortly with another video.